beautiful. I moved to Ghana. It ain't like they peaceful people, bro. When I go to Africa, bro, it's such a relief that I don't feel like a nigga trying to kill me. I mean, there's different places where you can go, man. That shit is phenomenal, man. Some of the best land, some of the best views, some of the best weather, living that you'll ever experience, bro.
In this fall, I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach.
We're taking our talents to Africa.
To Africa. To Ghana.
What? What? Oh my God, this is big news.
Open your eyes.
When I opened my eyes, I couldn't believe it. Africa, for real. I felt like I never really seen clouds before. I felt like the sky was a different color blue, the trees a different color green, and the people too. The people were beautiful. It felt right. It was harmony, like I wasn't far from home. It's like a whole new beginning.
They love our culture, but it ain't enough of us over there to kind of like train and show motherfuckers how to do it. So any of us who go over there and take whatever it is that we got here over there, the shit gonna win. Shit just gonna win, bro. Anything that done happened over here, we can redo that shit over there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dale.
And I'm Dacia.
And welcome back to another episode of Off the Wheel. Here on our channel, we document our transition, our move from New York City to Ghana, and we provide insights and assistance to people thinking about moving, people who are already planning to move, people who are just about to move, even to people who never thought about Ghana as a viable option. We're here to tell you it is, and that you should come, but not without preparation.
And preparation is related to the topic today.
So, preparation. There's no better way to get prepared than coming to Ghana, but staying at our Airbnb, where you get the benefit of our experience and our insights. So take a look.
Traveling to Ghana? We got you covered. Off the Wheel is offering affordable Airbnbs and a do-it-yourself travel guide. Our apartment units are modern, comfortable, safe, and 100% as advertised. Did we say affordable? Why pay expensive hotel rates when you can get a more authentic experience for a better price? And we have even more savings for you. Once you've booked, we provide all the details needed to visit the must-see Ghana tourist attractions. We give you the cost per person, lunch estimates, travel costs, and a suggested tip, so that you can create your own DIY travel itinerary that fits your schedule and your budget. Whether you're traveling solo or in a group, we can service from 1 to 12 travelers. Enjoy on-premise amenities like tennis and racket sports, basketball, pool, and more. We even provide airport pickup and drop-off. Once you compare costs, you'll see that DIY traveling with our personal insight will allow you to enjoy Ghana for a reasonable cost. Hosted by 2 former New Yorkers from Brooklyn who jumped off the wheel and moved to Ghana, who'll be your on-premises attendants to support and guide you.
We can't wait to show you what life could be like off the wheel.
Looking forward to hosting you.
See you in Ghana. And before we get started, our development project is in full swing. We're creating a retirement senior living community of rental apartments for those looking to move here and have familiar community and support surround them. So visit our site to learn more here. And for anyone looking to invest in the project, we're doing 20% returns for our early investors. You can find more information here.
So there's been a lot of recent chatter on social media, YouTube, about bad experiences that some expats have had in Ghana.
And not just run-of-the-mill bad experience, but mistreatment, scamming, investment losses, a variety of business closures, murders in some cases. And as usual, bad news gets more attention and travels further than good news. So we thought it was our duty to give our uncut opinions on these discussions and on the matter itself. Just like some YouTubers who only talk about the good, there are others who only talk about the bad and expose Ghana. I think we're somewhere in the middle. We do see the bad, but the good is what fuels us in spite of. We do know that because we're bullish on Ghana, it can look like we see no wrong, and worse, that we're romanticizing Ghana, or even worse, that we are promoting Ghana as a perfect place. It is not. So today, each of us will discuss some of the things that fall on our spectrum. We call it our displeasure spectrum. These things can range from, what a slight annoyance, to, I hate this. Traditionally, any news reported on an African country, Ghana included, has mainly been of poverty, corruption, and underdevelopment. We, like other YouTubers, wanted to show the positives of Ghana, the possibilities of the continent, and a side that we don't often see, overwhelmingly because that has been our experience. Also, it's not in our nature to complain. And for me personally, I prefer to fix than complain. I never dwell on problems too long. I say my piece, and then I get back to the work. Now, this is not a complete list of topics today. Next month, this list could change, and our opinions could and probably will change. In the end, we hope to prepare anyone who is thinking about moving here, and we hope to inspire you to come, but not to trick or to gaslight you. So each of us will do a pros and cons diagram and discuss. So Dacia, let's first list and very, very briefly discuss the things that drew us here and that keep us here. We'll put these in the pros column. So we'll take turns. I'll go first. So one thing that drew and keeps me here, the police. In the States, any interaction with policemen can be deadly.
Okay. Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You have that stack right there, maybe? Okay. No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to female, 1078.
That's just not the case here. I find it reassuring that some police don't even carry guns here. They're not looking to book you for tickets, stop and frisk you. There's no, I stopped you because you look suspicious.
I mean, I would definitely agree with that. There are no racist cops here in Ghana asking me why I'm in a certain neighborhood or why I'm driving so late or who do I know in this neighborhood. I mean, I distinctly remember an encounter I had. I was in Long Island, New York, and I was in the car with 4 of my friends, and we were actually just driving through a particular neighborhood to get to somewhere else. And, you know, I got pulled over by the police and asked me, what am I doing here? Do I live over here? And it just made me feel so uncomfortable, like I didn't even belong. So here in Ghana, we don't have that experience. So definitely I would say that's...
I think we will probably never, ever hear that again. What are you doing here? That's probably safe to say.
Yeah, definitely.
Another topic for me is white supremacy. More and more Black Americans are beginning to realize that for all the marching we've done, for all the progress we've made, for all the education that we've attained, and for all the money that we make, there's still one half of America that wants to make America great again. And so for me, a big deal about being here in Ghana is there is no white supremacy. It doesn't exist in Ghana. It's a big deal for me.
One easy one, climate. I mean, I just love the warm weather. I don't need to walk around in layers.
Okay. Another thing I like about Ghana is the opportunities. A friend of mine once said to me that all the juice has been squeezed out of America. In the US, things cost more. Schools, education cost too much. Homes are less and less affordable. The American dream is fleeting. There are multiple generations under us, the millennials, the Zs, the other generation that are living home, choosing not to give 100% at work and just see no future, no reward for all of the work that they put in. Lost generations. The future lies in the developing countries. When you visit Ghana, you will stumble over 5 business opportunities before you even reach us at our Airbnb.
One thing for me that's a real positive is I really see and admire the children, that children here are very respectful. You as an adult here, you have no fear of correcting another person's child in public for doing something wrong. People look out for and they can discipline someone else's child, especially if they're doing something wrong or it's going to harm them or someone else. There's no mind your own business. Like in the US, we usually turn away for fear of what like a parent will say or how they'll react to how you're speaking to their child. Here, it's not an issue at all.
Another positive for me is the strength of the US dollar. Us expats are very fortunate, at least for the moment, that the US dollar is strong against all African currencies, Ghana included. So our dollar goes further here. That's beneficial for cost of living, everyday living expenses, just residing in Ghana. It's beneficial for when you're starting a business. Your dollar serves as a positive variable that can mean the difference between profit and loss. So the strength of the US dollar is a big deal.
Another thing I'll add is safety. As a woman living here, going a lot of places by myself, you know, I've been out late quite a few times. I don't have fear of a fight breaking out when I'm out or even taking a ride share to get home.
Okay, so now that we have set the table with the good things about Ghana, let's talk about the cost of that table. Ghana's flaws. Now, Dacia, Let's list our top 5 or so issues each of us have in our displeasure column. So I'll go. For me, number 1 is corruption, especially in but not limited to business. Nothing here is cut and dry, black and white. In Ghana, prices are suggestions, guidelines are suggestions. No two people get to the same finish line the same way. So this is something that contributes to time delays, overcharging. Corruption in government is an issue. Paperwork applications can sit for months unless you know how to make things happen with your expedite fee.
So for me, roadways and flooding on roads, this is one of the reasons, well, the main reason I don't drive in Ghana outside of close by shopping. I mean, I will not at this moment venture out on the highways because of, first of all, lack of demarcated lines to show you where your lanes are, unpredictable craters in the road, lights that don't work at nighttime, overtaking is excessive, and limited pedestrian walkways, making it hard for people to cross over. So you as a driver, you have to exhibit a lot more caution in that way.
So another thing for me is barriers to business. We hear the government say all the time how they want to attract Americans, they want to attract our capital, they want to attract our best and brightest, and I want to believe them, but the obstacles we face to even open a business here, most Ghanaians would be shocked to know. The cost for Americans to register a company here in the thousands, 3, 5, 6,000 US dollars, hundreds in CDs for Ghanaians. To get the GIPC, which is our SBA equivalent, to get the GIPC stamp of approval for Americans, 20,000 CDs, 1,000 CDs for Ghanaians. Capital requirements to start for Americans, 500,000 USD or 200,000 USD if you have a 10% Ghanaian partner, which in most cases ain't feasible or practical for many American startups. And it poses a new level of risk for investors. And the list goes on in terms of these kinds of barriers. We're coming here to put our money where our mouths are. We're looking to create jobs, mostly for Ghanaians. So just a few changes in the law could remove these barriers, mostly bureaucratic, but the financial ones are the toughest to overcome.
Absolutely. That brings me to one of my biggest pet peeves lately is the internet lately. Currently, our fiber network has been down. There's been no communication from our provider. The ETA on repairs, the reason for the issue causing us to have to use backup modems, hotspots, just to actually get on the internet. So that for me has been a big challenge.
Another thing for me is kindness, kinda. While the majority, I would even say the great majority of Ghanaians are very kind people, Americans often discuss, complain in our private time how some Ghanaians see Americans as opportunities and will fake kindness just to create the setup to ask for something usually big. So I have experience and I hear all the time of how difficult it can be to make friends. It seems like a small thing, but because it's personal, it's really a big thing.
I mean, I remember you mentioning to me you were at the supermarket, I think. A worker maybe offered to take your groceries out for you. And then when you got to the car, he started to explain that his wife was sick or something like that and was asking you for money. And, those situations can be very uncomfortable because as a person who may have more capital than that person, you can't give to everybody. And that's kind of one of the challenges that I face. Like, you do want to help people, give them, an extra tip or something, but you can't actually help everybody. And I think the people that are even asking you don't realize that maybe there's 10 other people the same day that ask you the same thing. So when they're the 11th person, your reaction may not seem so favorable. And that can be a little bit disheartening for you, because you think someone's being genuine, but then they turn around and just ask you. And in this case, it was something big after not even knowing the person, but like 30 seconds. So when someone states they did an act of kindness, but we soon realize it was an attempt to cash in later.
I think this is an area that provides the most dissatisfaction with newly arriving diasporans, because the people are kind here. It's a change from America. You want to meet the kindness where it is, and a lot of times it's genuine, but in the spaces where it's not, you find yourself with a bad taste in your mouth. And ironically, to get the best experience from Ghana, you almost have to reject all of the kindness, the genuine and the fake, so that you're in a place to never be truly hurt by the fake. Mm-hmm. Because the genuine is going to be the genuine and you'll feel it, but the fake is so hurtful, you remember that mostly. So you have to come in and say no to all kindness, at least initially, until you can read the room and understand the landscape. That's the irony around kindness. You have to be mean in order to survive.
Mm. So I know being overcharged. Now, this one upset me too a little bit, So for example, I took my family to visit a particular tourist site, and Ghanaian price is 25 cedis, 100 cedis for the foreigner. So even with my Ghana card, and we've lived here for almost 2 years, we're not entitled to any Ghanaian price. So each and every time that we go there, which I think so far it's been about 3 times so far.
Every time we bring new people.
We're charged the same 100 cedis. Now, do you think this is unfair? Do you think we should be charged more? At what point? Maybe 5 years down the road?
So it's a big deal. It's a big complaint here. There's a YouTuber, Passport Traveler. We'll leave her information in the description. She got a lot of coverage recently about her bad experiences. She, like you, Dacia, complained about the different pricing on everything. She also pointed out the lack of infrastructure that didn't happen after the Year of Return campaign. They wanted us to come. They didn't prepare. They charge us for everything. They make everything super hard for us. And these are all very valid complaints. And me and Dacia share most of them. So we can't disagree. Another one for me is everyone thinks that we are rich. And this covers a lot of topics. Many complain that from the airport, us Americans are barraged at every angle to give money. It's a thing. It's justified. But as I always tell you, the longer I live in Ghana, the more of my stupid questions are answered. So, Ghanaians don't ask for money because they're bad people. They don't get paid. Minimum wage here per day is under $2. Now, that's not our fault, but it's a variable to consider. There aren't as many opportunities to level up as there are in America. So no matter how poor we think we are, we will always be rich to most Ghanaians. It's ironic that we left America, not to be judged in a bad way, to come here to Ghana and be judged in a good way. And in the States, many Americans would love to have been misjudged as being rich. but it doesn't work here for us in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Another issue for me is the way things are done here. There's a lot of dissatisfaction that centers around culture, rituals, and just the way things Ghanaians do. Take real estate and landlords, for example. Landlords have the upper hand here. In the States, a landlord will deliver a fully functional, clean apartment. Here in Ghana, you're responsible for your own paint job, your own electrical check, cleaning, plumbing. Take it or leave it or fix it.
So another issue for me is cost of foreigners. I mean, as we all know, the cost of foreigners is almost always more. I mean, I have zero bargaining skills, especially when I first came to Ghana, and now more so too. I know that I was overcharged in the tourist areas. I mean, I paid it because I only had limited experience. Having lived here for 2 years, this is how I overcome this. Now, if I go to the market, I listen to what they tell a local the price is. Then I approach and ask the same for the same item. Now, this means, of course, that you must pick up a little bit of the language so that you know what they're asking and what price was said. So for me, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, I'd say I was given the same price. Sometimes we have to do our own due diligence or be prepared to walk away. If not, you'll get upset and then frustrated at the price gouging. I've also nonchalantly asked, my Uber driver to get the price for me. They'll get the price. They might negotiate the price and then tell me what the price is. And that way I get what the price is supposed to be. So I kind of use a go-between a lot of times to do things like that. Also, I'll ask, let's say, a neighbor of mine, I'll say, how much do you pay for XYZ? That way, when I, have an idea of what things normally cost, I'll go expecting that price. In the supermarket, you have to realize there are like 10 additional taxes on your grocery bill. So these taxes amount to about 15%, I would say, in taxes. So I try to stick to the markets if possible. So now I have my fish lady, my fruit lady, my vegetable lady, I have my tailor, I have all these different people that I interact with in the community who give me my consistent prices. So if the prices go up, I know right away they'll tell me, oh, it's up to this price or that price. Oh, don't forget my coconut water guy too. And with all these relationships, over time, it kind of outweighs some of the prices I may have paid earlier because now I'm getting more of a consistency.
So that's good for viewers to hear that relationships established over time at least will erase one of your negatives that almost every newcomer experiences. But for what I'm hearing from you is the more relationships you have, the less likely that is to happen.
Yes.
So that's good for the viewers.
And I would say more often than not too, that these relationships, you come often, I'm almost always getting an extra this, additional that, or even sometimes a better price than I would expect because they know that I'm a regular customer and we have a relationship. So
another thing for me, time and appointments. Ghanaians view time on an entire different space-time continuum. If I tell Daisy, I'm going to meet you at 10 days from now, 2 p.m. XYZ location, we will show up at that time. Ghanaians, in my experience, will not leave the house that day until we confirm again. And so sometimes I'll be en route, and then the Ghanaian will call me and say, how are you? Good morning. And I'm like, I'm here. Okay, I'm going to leave now. So that's a difference that we have to adjust for. So this is one of those things where the Ghanaians will learn a little bit about us and how sticklers we are for time, and we'll learn a little bit about the Ghanaians to learn how a lot of things affect their timeliness, public transportation, infrastructure, amenity, utilities, infrastructure, utilities. There's a lot of other things behind the scene that we don't know that also affect time, and also just their relationship with time as well. So this isn't so bad in social settings. It's a small annoyance in social settings, but it's a big deal for me and other business people in business settings. Are different approaches to time and appointments. So, for all the bad things I've listed personally, there's still no other place I'd rather be than here. Because of my positive items in my pros section, it makes up for all the bad stuff, for me, by far. I also believe a lot of the problems that many diasporans face are avoidable to some degree. Most disaster stories involve, to some degree, lack of preparation and or lack of money. A lot of people come here, no money. Money serves as a buffer, a cushion, a safety net for all the mistakes that you're going to make. The more money you have, the bigger your cushion. If you come with no money, you have to execute an almost perfect game plan. A lot of the disaster stories come with diasporans who have no insights, no experience, no clue about the lay of the land, coming in fast, transacting in the area that you can least afford to do that in, real estate, moving with a false, dangerous sense of urgency, trusting people that they haven't vetted on the qualifications, on whether someone really is a real estate agent, a lawyer, or the owner of the land. And so, real estate involves large sums of money. So if you get this part wrong, your dissatisfaction will be high. Your chances of having to escape back to America will be likely, and you'll be very vocal on how things didn't work out, all because you came in with either too little money, too little experience, no information, and you were making very important life decisions when, if you just waited for a moment, tapped into the experience and insights and the network of other people who've been here, you could have saved yourself a lot of time, a lot of drama, and a lot of money. And I asked the people who are expressing their opinions of why Ghana is so bad or why we shouldn't come here. My question is, if not Ghana, where? No place is perfect, but Ghana is perfect for me, even with all of its flaws. And it's important to say that you should come here expecting flaws. You should listen to all the bad things that everyone's saying. You should be prepared. And if this is meant for you, you will come and live despite the flaws. And you will learn to love Ghana, I think. You will learn to deal with its flaws, I believe. And you just may realize that, like everything else in the world, there is no such thing as perfect. But it could be perfect for you, like I feel like it's perfect for me.
For us.
For us. So that's it for this episode. If not Ghana, where? Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. But like I always say, if you're in Ghana, please stop by. If you're not in our Airbnb with us, please stop by. Have a drink, have a soda, have water, have wine, a scotch. Let's sit down, let's collaborate, let's plan, let's come together, share information, share resources, and we hope to see you soon. And for information regarding our GhanaHousingOptions.info website, please see the commercial at the end of the video. Also, we've just opened up our Ghana Authentic service where we are shipping authentic Ghanaian sourced products from the villages of Ghana to our wholesaler partners in America, where you can provide your clientele with authentic products, a variety of products from Ghana.
Labor Day weekend, we will have a Ghana showcase in Queens, New York. Send us a message and we'll send you the details. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. Please give us a thumbs up, follow us, and hit the notification bell so the next time we drop a video, you'll be first to know. See you soon.
Who is John Gall?
Retirement living. Are you ready to retire from America? Ready to jump off of the wheel? Have you ever thought about retiring in Ghana? Our senior living community is perfect for you. Monarch Village, located in Ghana. Some expats prefer to buy land, but then take years to build a home, only to deal with budget overruns, delays, shady contractors, and end up living alone and having to hire a full-time staff for assistance. Why not choose a move-in ready, fully supported community of compatible neighbors? Monarch Village. These rental units are spacious, equipped with a mini kitchen, study, and senior-friendly bathrooms. It's senior living that's modern, fully supported, fully staffed, shopping supported, doctors on demand, community game nights, and more. Monarch Village, located in Ghana.
You groove it, Africa. You groove it, Africa. The music, Africa. You move it, Africa. You wear clothes, Africa. You wear clothes, Africa. You dancing, Africa. You dancing, Africa. You prancing, Africa. You prancing, Africa. Romancing, Africa. You go with Africa. You go with Africa.